Hey, hello, collective. I don't know why I felt like I was wearing glasses, but I was. I still feel like I'm wearing glasses. Okay. Well, thank you, Spirit, for being in here. I guess improved vision, this could also be a third eye thing as well. You could be perceiving things a lot more clearly. Um, Brighter days ahead is what I'm also hearing. Let me light this desert sage real quick. And then we'll jump right into this message. And I have to lean over here because I don't want the I don't even think I have it on. I don't even have the AC on, so never mind. Hello. Anyway, welcome in. Welcome in. I do have a channeled message. I was writing it down. I was letting them come to me and just channel, and I have it all written down. We're gonna begin off with that because this reading is gonna be a little different. We're kind of going back to the start of it all. The spirit really wants me to add on and kind of finish this whole healing saga that everyone's been on. Um, and I'm honored to feel like I should be the one to speak on it. So of course I will. Um, and I have a lot written down here for the channel message, but this is mainly from my aunt and Isis. They came down. It's a lot to do with retrieving yourself and just we'll just go through the channel message. But my aunt and Isis were the main ones to help with this message. So thank you all. All right. When you meet with a soulmate, it is a connection that is meant to stay, um, as they hold a part of your soul in them. A fragment of you is with them, and vice versa. You have fragments of them, and they have fragments of you. That's why you two get along so well, is because you two are fragments of the same soul. And of course, you are, but it's the comfortability, the physical habits, the habitual nature of the mirror mirrors you or a side of you that's in your shadow. And the shadow is neither good or bad. The shadow just is, it's what's hidden. And sometimes what you truly want in life is in your shadow because you don't know where else to look and you're looking outside for it. Okay. But when soulmates split, it's important to heal and try to split on good terms. The ignorance of this causes pain and causes a feeling of lack and emptiness. This feeling of lack and emptiness will be caused regardless, but when things are not ended on a light note, the inner child begins to question itself. If it did something wrong, you begin to question yourself and look at your mirror and assume things about yourself or about them, um, which dirties things up. And that's all part of the Matrix's big illusion here. Um, the emptiness is caused because your other half has part of you. Though it's no longer in your possession, you can still call it back. It takes work to call back your fragment or this energy because you have to do so continuously. When you call back your energy, you get this feeling of fullness. And it's because it's not all of just you. It is you. It is the attachments that which you're calling back had. That's why it's important to wash it within light and love and always sit within meditation once retrieving your energy, your fragments, however, and really focusing on what it was doing over there still, almost. You know what I mean? And it's not to say that your soul has the free will to jump back and forth. No, your soul has no free will because your soul is connected with source and it knows what it needs to do. Now, your spirit, on the other hand, will jump wherever. Spirits are just wanting to inhabit something, you know. But the soul does not change up, the soul stays solid. The soul always goes after love, no matter what. Um, That is just the truth. Whenever you choose between two options, it's because you like or love that option more than the other. And that's all that's going on is just love. And it's not a war. It's not to say that you're wrong or bad or anything, but it is just love. And you can't feel love. without experiencing some form of lack of love or heartbreak. You don't know what you have till you lose it. You don't know the fragments of your soul till you lose it. You don't know who you are till you lose yourself, either within someone else or within your own. Um, you need to take care of your fragments when they come back because your inner child feels it. Even though your soul knows everything's fine, your inner child is the one that runs the show when it comes down to things. I don't know. What are you doing, child? Get back there. Why is my antenna flipping out? Hold on. What are you what are you doing? What do you want to why you want to pop out? I'll let you pop down. I don't care. But I don't know. Sorry. It usually happens, y'all know. The antenna goes crazy. Um, but that's because your inner child has a bit of irrationality built into it, especially if you have um childhood traumas, abandonment issues, because your inner child, if without suffering extreme trauma, um, your inner child will stay lit and bright until you're about 4 to 5 years old. But if you experience severe trauma before then yes, it's harder to heal that inner child. That's why a lot of light workers have an abusive home or maybe even an abusive adoption or just like a lack of that because the Matrix wants to postpone and dim, but not gonna happen, baby. It's not that your fragments abandon you because the soul never can abandon, but the spirit can. It is that the fragments of your mirror were also attached to you. And your inner child got so used to the fragments of your mirror, you know, that it forgot who it was. It forgot what you wanted, what you deserve. It was trying to fill in the role of someone else because your inner child knows it can have that too. And this causes a lot of wounds to reopen once you retrieve your own fragment back. That's why when you heal and you call your energy back and you isolate, it's hard on you because you're realizing all my actions up until now were led off of them and not me. You know what I mean? When your soul fragment comes back to your inner child will always have resentment towards it. Not always, but the first times, yes. Because it left it. And your inner child needs to heal those abandonment wounds. And even if you don't have any, once you split away from someone, you have a risk of getting them. And it's not that the soul had a choice. The soul knows all as well and allow what needs to occur. It's the spirit that will warp and distort the view within the reason behind the events. When your other half or your mirror has fragments of yours, they can use that to pull on you energetically, right? Because they hope to have a reaction of like aggression or rashness or man, like get out of my energy, like just being mean. Rather than setting boundaries, there's a difference, and we know this, but we're talking about being mean and wishing ill, okay? And as long as you continue to give them that energy, they're gonna have permission from your soul, from the divine, to keep popping in your energy until you heal. Even when you say, no, I don't want that, and it still occurs, and that threat makes itself known, is because the universe doesn't care if you want it or not. The fact that you're focusing on it so much is why it's there. You're focusing on it, and you're focusing on the energy that they make you mad. Well, then prepare to continuously get mad until you learn how to control yourself in that manner. And that's what the divine tests you on. That's what the divine does. And if you can't, I mean, look, the antenna's popping out. And if you can't do that, then it's going to keep reoccurring. But once you do start working on that, it's still going to occur, yes, but you'll learn how to work and maneuver with it with different ways. It's not just a one trick pony. You're knocking out multiple different lanes with one energy, and the energy is within you always. Okay? The ship will always rock back and forth, but you have to find balance. When you show your mirror love from a distance, you also show your shadow love up close. This also applies to twin flames. All this applies to twin flames as well. Okay? Or copycats. Because when I was doing this reading, they made me write down verbatim. Um, This applies to twin flames, or as the collective has started to call them, copycats, because your twin flame, they're not a copycat. They became what you would call a copycat because the ego wishes to frame someone in a negative light to then prove some sort of point. They are your twin flame, not a copycat. We need to grow up and stop doing that, okay? The reason that they are also called copycats is because these people are either an immature or a mature version of you, depending on where you are at and not them, okay? That have the same aspirations or dreams that you live or are trying to live, right? But either you or them are unwilling to do the work or need help to get to the first step, which is usually support or a path of faith to follow, right? The lesson you, collective, needed to learn was to move forward with you and not worry about your mirror. Not letting your twin flame distort you. Just because you gave them advice they didn't take it, that's okay. You can still take your own advice. Your twin flame doesn't have to be doing the exact same thing as you, but they are your mirror. So this is something in their shadow that they wish they could do, but they know that they don't hold the stature, the skill, the appearance, the apparition to even do so. Okay? You can heal on your own with this, but the more you ignore your shadow, the more it has to show on the physical, you know? When you focus on your shadow, you become transparent with who you are. Your shadow has love, just as the light has distaste or hate in extreme cases. When you see, you can only see because of light. You know what I mean? So when you see things that are distasteful or that are loving, that is because your shadow, what's within you, is causing that reaction. You fix the shadow, you fix everything else. Once you stop hiding who you are, you'll no longer be judgmental towards others doing what they need to do. Even if they're doing it for irrational reasons and empaths, this is a huge lesson for you to self control. Sirens. Self control. Even if someone's like doing something online, they're commenting and being snooty and whatever. Who cares? Let them do it. That's what they want to do. If they didn't want to do it, they wouldn't be doing it. Same as you. If you didn't want to be doing it, you wouldn't be doing it either. It's the same thing. This is what you humans understand as yin yang, as the light and the dark and the dark and the light. But you're only focusing on two elements and not the circle or cycle surrounding it. That is the big brain buster of understanding what yin yang is. Yin yang is not duality. People who tell you that are blind as a bat. And I'm telling you straight blank forward, I don't care. I'm telling you there are three circles there for a reason. And that third circle is not there for artistic reasons or oh because you needed it. No, you could paint a whole fucking you could paint a whole paper like that. You know, what is the significance of a circle? A circle is infinity. A circle is cycles. Infinity has no start or no end. It cannot be a figure eight as it intersects in the middle and you can put a point in the middle and it will have a start and end. And that start and the end are where they come together. A circle does not have that. You can put a dot anywhere around the circle and it will start there and keep going. Now, of course, it's going to go through that dot again, but it's not going to cross through the line itself again. It's always going to be moving. And remember, you're looking at it from a top down point. You're only seeing it from a 2D side. It's constantly going up. Understand these things. When you look at things, we're like ants. We don't look at things in the 4D. We look at them on the 3D. So when we put things on paper, we only see them in 2D. We're like ants. Ants can only see in 2D. They only see what's in front of them. They don't see anywhere else. They're not very conscious. Understand? I'm not here to be say nothing to get you mad, but it is the truth. You know, a certain they even I even broke it down in here with the two because they took full control with it. A circle meaning is a cycle or infinite. A figure eight is a ribbon of achievement, a limniscat. Look it up. It's literally what that is. Okay, it's a symbol for life. It's a sine wave. Understand these things. As infinity crosses and never has a defined beginning or ending, it blends in two. This is why we say spectrum and not color wheel or color circle, hue cycle. Um, because it needs to be separate at that point, showing that there is some sort of difference between the colors when it's not a difference, really. It is the evolution, it is the cycle of colors from the darkest to the lightest, repeating always. Regardless, when it comes to you healing your past soul fragments, you must dip into the shadow, as that's where it was birthed. Birth, birth. That's what we aren't born or birth, birth. We're birth, birth. We are in a water sack. You know, it's the whole thing. Why do you think we're called? Why do you think we're under citizenship? And we use currencies and we go to banks and these all these terms have to do with water, and we're born from a water sack to a doctor. It's there. It's that simple, really. It's there. It's beautiful. Um, it was only to put light. Only okay. It was only put into light by your mirror, and what that means is things that you normally wouldn't do, or things that you normally wouldn't feel or say, were put to light, were then put into action and energy because of their shadow. You seen their shadow because their shadow is light to you. As you are a light worker, you work within the light, you work with exposing things. And it's not to expose someone for being bad, but you just see them for who they are. You see the full spectrum of them and not just a color of them. You know what I mean? You must return their darkness back to their light because they are aware of their dark side, just as everyone here is. You're aware of a bit of your shadow, and they're aware of the actions that they took. So you must return that to their light. This is done by detachment, love, and an increased focus on self. You do not do anything to anyone because if you try to, it's not going to work on them, it's just going to work on you. Especially if you're empath light worker, you're not here to be mean to people. You're here to love yourself and to focus on yourself, okay? When you take your power and use it this way, no matter what your mirror will do, you will always be seen for who you are. This is your mirror's lesson. They must learn how to be authentic. That was their lesson. That was hard for them, as spirits around them hindered them, which were the same spirits that actually hindered you as well. There is no fault or wrong, all is well. You learned the lesson as they did, and they did too. You know, there is no easy way or hard way. That's just a mentality based way of thinking to split. There's the one way, which is truth and love. You loved yourself to go one way, and they loved themselves enough to go another because they had enough faith in themselves that they weren't going to be straight away from who they were. That's all that happened. There is no true fault. And you can go around and say, no, but there is, and yeah, but let me tell you this. You being stuck in separation will be the separation that you have whenever we go to the 5D and you're stuck on the 3D. That is the separation that you are building for yourself. Now, this is different for those who are working. If you're working on it, continue to work on it. But if you're at the beginning stages and you're just blatantly like, no, 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 man, I'm here to bust your bubble to wake you up, you will be split and cut off because we don't have room for negative Nancy's or pessimistic Patties in our energy. And you will be separated by the divine for love because you will not be able to handle that high vibration, and the ones that have the high vibration will be seemingly ignoring you due to your shadow side not being healed. You just have to get that message out. If you don't like it, you can work on it. And if you don't want to work on it, then you have no reason not to like it. Point blank center, just have to get the truth out. Thank you, Monot, for being here. Because we're not, we're moving, you know. We have to, we're moving. Anyway, what's going on, Spirit? What's going on with this? And for this, we're gonna just do like two card pulls. You know, we're gonna just do two card pulls. And we're gonna stick with the numbers three because I like it. It's an easy number. The okay, I think that's red agite. I think that's red agite. I don't know where that came from, but okay. I will accept it. Let me look that up because I don't even know why it came here. Ah, so yes. Thank you, Mariot. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, okay. So red agite was used for protection in Egyptian civilizations, known to protect from any negative energy. Some of you all might need to invest in Red Agi, and if you don't believe here it fucking is, it's such a tiny ass piece of Red Agi. I don't know where it came from. I took this deck out and it was just there. So this is just my aunt Isis being here, telling you all are safe. Ra is here. Solar Plexus clicked in immediately after I said that. Ra is here. They want you to know that you are so much more protected than you think, and that they are here. The Egyptian gods are here to protect you, and the Egyptian gods specifically, Maya and Isis. There is a bit of Hathor. The three sisters are coming through. Usually, when Isis is out with either Hathor or Mayat, the other one will come along too. They're sisters. They gotta stick together, you know. And usually, when that happens, you get Osiris, you get Ra, and then you also get Anubis. Sometimes you get Horus. It's the family. If you know the family, then you know the family. But they are here. And they're wanting to know that they are here protecting you, get you some red agite. And if you don't have agite, you can always, there are frequencies for crystals you can look up on YouTube and look up the red frequency for red agite. For red agite. Um, but it's a time for introspection with the hangman. There's a lot of introspection. And it's interesting on this one, it's like a bat. You've kind of just been in the dark chilling, basically. Like you're used to the light and now you're accumulated to the dark, or you're just fully used to the dark, however you wish, however it is for you, to the Hierophant. Yeah, this is beautiful. It's something about you really being in stagnation to unite yourself again, to really show yourself your light and your dark. And it's also like a little forest creature on here, you know? I mean, this whole deck is so, but it's very much telling me like this introspection that you've been going through on the self, where you've been learning who you are again and who you aren't. You've created this almost alter ego that you had to fight and destroy. And it was based off of this fight or flight feeling for needing a protection, survival mode energy that you're exiting. And you had this alter ego where it was like, I don't know, it's so interesting, but it was definitely this alter ego that you built for protection to toughen you up, it seems. It really feels like that. But now that these cycles are ending and these lessons are being learned, why? It's something about the crown chakra as well. I don't, sorry. The exact same place on my foot always hurts whenever I like do anything. And it's like relating to the crown chakra. So crown chakra activations could definitely be a thing. Um, but other than that, I'm getting like actualization or like what is that word called? What is it? 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 It came in my mind. It popped in and you all took it away. Maybe I took it away. Let me think. Recognition. Thank you. Recognition. Some sort of recognition. Gold is super significant too. Gold's coming through heavy. Like heavy, heavy, heavy. Okay. Yeah, with the Queen of Wands popping up as well. I feel like you're just now getting back into. I just heard the Emperor's New Groove. I feel like you guys are just now getting back into who you are. Out of this fear mentality of, oh, I need to work 24/7, or oh, I need to do this or that 24/7, and getting back to who you are. the version of you that could manifest, that became distorted because of what was in your shadow of maybe I do need to do these things. Maybe I need to do this type of work or I need to extend more on certain things. And it's this healing, this actualization where you're getting back into this comfort zone. Not necessarily that a comfort zone in a sense of like going back to who you used to be, but allowing parts of you that you still gained fun from to come back and not be seen as, oh, I'm dropping in vibration because you're not. You're just having fun. And fun's a pretty high vibration, you know? Yeah, with the Six of Swords, and it seems like it's been a struggle to do this. You've just been riding this wave, and it's just been a struggle. A really, really, really big struggle. Because I'm seeing like the physical. It's been like you've had to rewrite so much about you. Your whole story no longer defines who you are at all. Like you had to redefine your work ethics, how you had fun, who you were, your own boundaries. Like, and it's just so important for you to be aware of this because wow. Yeah. Sorry, hold on. This is like a really big heart activation where it's almost like it's this form of self-love that you've been needing to manifest. And it's something about you had it at the start of this cycle, but were careless with it or weren't aware of it. So that's why it was used as a weapon against you because you were even unaware of how much it was. You talk too much as well. I don't mean for it to come out like that, but spirit just put on like you talk too much. So don't tell your plans to people. This is like the number one. Yeah, I know it is the number one. I would say the welcome mat thing is the number two hoodoo tip. Honestly, the number one hoodoo tip. And with the Ace of Swords being on the bottom, this is you like real. This is like victory, truth, justice. Like I'm just getting like showing you're no longer lost in the clouds. You have this grand idea, and you're supposed to be moving forward. And it's just knowledge that's coming in. But a very good and very simple hoodoo trick is don't tell people your business. You know, that could have been a lesson. Maybe you were just too trustworthy, and people took that as gullibility. Not to say that you're weak, because being honest like that is takes strength. Trust me, but it's shown your strength as a weakness. Talking's good, telling people things can be beneficial, but not everyone needs to be let into your life because not everyone for one deserves it, two is willing to do the work, and three is meant to be there. And that's where you have to detach from the flesh and understand that these malevolent spirits, even though their flesh can be appealing, they're still malevolent spirits. You got to back away from them. Woo. So what's going on? Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, that is, I feel like what you've been seeing and grasping on the physical. And there's also something about who you are as the individual you are on the physical. You almost had to relearn your gifts and talents again. Maybe you really got shell shocked. You got scared of being fully tapped in the way you are, the way you're supposed to. And the divine really wants you to tap back into it because that's who you are. Um, Yeah, I was even about to say that with the Page of Pentacles popping up. First of all, I was gonna say don't allow people to curse you. And we'll talk about this. And this is no shade, this is no hate. This is just the God honest truth because it needs to be said. Um, a lot of Christians will curse you. Not only are Christians the easiest people to put curses on, but they're also the ones that throw out curses the easiest. Um, Now we're gonna dive deep into this. Okay, so buckle down and save your and shut your mouth, basically, because let me break this down so you can understand what I'm telling you. Okay, first, the reason I said Christians are the easiest to hex. Most Christians don't even know the Bible. Am I wrong? No. No, not Christians just use what they deem worthy in the Bible and then leave out the rest. Oh, that's the Old Testament. Oh, that's this, or that's just Psalms. That's just whoever the fuck was pissed off and cursed his enemies to hell and back in the Psalms. Like, oh, that's just him, or oh, that was just King Solomon. Like, no, that's not just that. That's every part of you. The ignorant part, the arrogant part, ignorant as uneducated, arrogant as aggravated, very push buttony, you know what I mean? But that causes a distrust in their faith because they're not seeing the full spectrum. That's why I always tell if you're going to say you're Christian, read the Bible. And in fact, when you talk to practitioners, they know the Bible better than most Christians, better than most fucking pastors do. And I've met a lot of pastors that don't know a damn thing about the fucking Bible. They just get up on their podium and preach about what they deem to be right or wrong, which is just a perversion of the truth. Um, let's keep it real, because all man will do is pervert anything that he sees, and pervert just means to distort, and to distort means to take it from its original form and turn to something else. You know. But that's why I say that, as well as Christians are the easiest. And it's not. I'm not trying to diss, but I'm trying to. And it's not a test of faith either, because that projects is coming through. I want to clarify something here. When I say that, it's not to scare you, but it's to allow you to see how you can solidify your faith more. Because I'm not here to tell you your belief systems are right or wrong. I just want you to make sure that you really believe in what you believe in. You know, I don't care Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Satanist, pagan. I don't give a fuck. Believe in what you want to believe in, but you better fucking believe in it. Because that lack of faith is your downfall. So, take this as words of encouragement to study the Bible, to read the Bible in its entirety. Fuck, dude, I'm not even Christian. I read the entire Bible back front to back. The whole thing out loud, talking to my guides with it because I wanted to learn. It's not that I didn't know the Bible, but there are stories in the Bible that aren't talked about. We use the Bible to relate to real life scenarios. So then you must learn how to read the Bible because that is how people are using it. Then it's out there. But that's why I say that. And I say Christians are also the ones that easy. They don't even know what I'm talking about. They don't want me talking about it. Remove it and then continue. And the reason why I say Christians are also the easiest ones to throw out curses, um, is because a lot of them will say bless you, and this is one that not many people actualize as a curse. But to bless something means to sprinkle it with blood, baby. Yeah, not everyone knows that. I hate to break it to you. But that's the truth of it. Like, we're not here to go off the opinions or what man wants to say words are. We're going off of the reason why these words were made. When you baptize someone, when you dip them in the water, and the water is representative of blood, you are dipping them within blood, the blood of Christ. Are you disagreeing or agreeing with this? Because this is the religion and the rules that they follow. You know what I mean? So when you bless someone, you are sprinkling what is deemed as blood onto them. It is not only personified, but energetically it is spoken of as the blood. As well as using psalms to damn people is a curse. When you ask for your enemies, to be held accountable, that's one thing. But when you ask for your enemies to be demolished, that is a curse. And that falls back on you because deep down within you, you know you shouldn't be doing that. There are certain people on this plane who are meant to do that, for that's their sole mission. It's not an average Joe's person, average Joe's job, you know. That's just the truth of it. Of course, anyone can do it with because of free will, but that free will has consequences, which can either benefit or halt or yeah, or alter the or hold back, holster. Thank goodness, words do not want to come to me right now, but it could holster um the the person. Goodness gracious, I need to light this sage. Some more. Oh yeah, I do. The hell. We got some black smoke. That's the first time I had black smoke in a minute. Gotta get rid of that. But yeah, people don't want me talking about this. I spit the truth. That's all. We spread facts and logic. But as well as um whenever, especially because in church it happens a lot. A lot of hoodoo happens in church. Why do you think anyone who is into hoodoo knows the Bible better than fucking anyone on this god green earth? Because they coexist, you know. But when a preacher's up there preaching, um or when any Christian for a matter is preaching on a matter, and they say, oh, you're this, so you're going to go here, that's a curse, because if that word afflicts that person to the point of them believing it, then they are now damned to that. It's ignorance, and it's also arrogance, it's also ego, it's man. That's the issue, you know. It's a lack of knowledge from history, knowing who the Bible is really talking about, and the families of the Bible and who they were, and understanding that these things that are deemed as sins are only sins if you agree they are. There is nothing but love on earth, and if you want to deem it as something else or demonize a person, place, or thing because of the religion, you are then cursing it. And I see this a lot, and I'm going to talk about it because, just get fucked on it. Yeah, I'm just going to bust your bubble. For those Christians that always say gays are going to hell or gays are the issue, or even one person said that Lilith was because of gay people, you guys are putting curses on people, which is probably why you're getting a weird stagnation or not feeling as chipper as you should, because you're putting curses on people that are just acting out of love. Wild, right? Know the rules of the game that you play before you play it. Because you can't be going around throwing shit like that. People are going to exist. Everything is going to exist. It's a spectrum. Okay. So deal with it. Or you don't have to. But if you don't deal with it, it's just going to be harder on you because you're the one that is making an issue of it, you know? And that's what I mean by those points. Once you really dig into the word and understand what it's talking about, understand what it's trying to show you, rather than what some man wants to tell you, which that man was taught by more men, that was created by a group of men to then control what man could read out of the book that man made. See how many mans are here? But yet you want to believe that it came from one source. Yeah, it did, but then it's a game of telephone at that point. Oh, God said to love everyone. Oh, God said to love everyone, but I hate Jerry down the street. So love everyone but Jerry down the street. Okay, well, Jerry wears pink socks on Thursdays, so we can love everyone except for people that wear pink socks on Thursdays. Why does he wear pink socks? Oh, because he's this sexuality or this race. Well, then God loves everyone but these things, because then you have to dissect what was then spoken bad about it. What was spoken so bad about these things? What was the wrong act of it? It was probably because it wasn't homosexuality, but it was more of incest. The curse of leprosy. You can look that up. That's why Canaan's the first white man in the Bible. He's cursed with leprosy for trying to sleep with his drunken father. I mean, it's in the Bible. It's there. I shouldn't have to break it down to you, especially if you've read the Bible, because it's there in black and white. You just have to be open. and disregard what other people tell you because it's you. And you can disregard everything I'm saying, but I just know what I'm reading and I know who I am and I know how I look into things, and that's what you have to know. You have to know yourself. And if you don't look into things deeply enough, then of course you're not going to know or agree with certain things that other people see things in. But that's the main thing is I'm seeing that. And I got all that from the Page of Pentacles, which is fucking wild because I just see a bunch of people putting shit into your basket, especially with the Seven of Swords. And you just kind of held on to it because it's like, oh, I understand. Like, here, let me, like, you can trauma dump to me. I'll help you. And just being nice. And that's fine. But, oh, God, this is going to be a fun one. I forgot I forgot what it meant. But let me look up the etymology of nice real quick. Foolish, ignorant, frivolous, senseless, from the Old French nice in the 12th century, carelessness, clumsy, weak, poor, needy, simple, stupid, silly, foolish. From Latin, nescius, ignorant, unaware, literally not knowing. It's from ne, which is not, the pi root of ne, not, stem, uh, and the stem of sire, to know, you know? The sense of development has been extraordinary, even for the adjective. Oh wait, hold on. I guess that's for something else. That's for science. My bad. But yeah, that's what it just means: foolish, ignorant, weak, uneducated, stupid, simple. That's what being nice is. That's what people think of you when they say, "Oh, you're such a nice person." I'm gonna leave that there. Y'all gotta look up the meaning of the words because y'all be saying some crazy shit to people and not even know it. I'm telling you, they got it's about the physical, baby. It's been you yeah. You've been so blinded by like externals and how people feel about you that you even forgot how you feel about yourself, really. But that's the game of the devil. That's the game of the devil is to keep you confused, keep you blind, keep your senses inflamed so you can't focus on what's most important, which is you. Because well, I mean, if you weren't important, you wouldn't be on Earth. That's just the truth. If you weren't needed, you wouldn't be here in flesh. If you weren't chosen for something, you wouldn't be here in flesh. We all have a destiny, and we're all supposed to live the Golden Gate life, the 100,000% 16-figure life that we all dream of, or just living out in the wilderness for free, however you wish to live. We all deserve that life, but they run the game to make it a competition instead of it being us working together. So that's up to you to delve in and really solidify within yourself is that you're not fighting anyone. You're really wanting to work with people. Bum, bada, bum, and understanding that and working with yourself and others gets you to the Six of Wands, gets you the victory. You knowing how to move forward. It's like a parade. But I feel like the divine also has a parade for you. Like there's something about getting extra reassurance today. I might not be the reassurance. Because I understand some of my readings are like just fucking esoteric gobbledygook for some, so buckle in. But in the realm of relativity, this is the divine telling you that you are good. You passed your test. Your mirror is passing their test. And this is all gauged off of how you are healing. The more you are healed, the more healing goes to both sides. Now, does that mean all healing is accepted? No. Does that mean that your mirror has to immediately turn a leaf and then be like saved? Maybe saved again? No. They can have resistance, baby. The divine might have to put these fools in taco wraps and jab them in the ass with the fucking ketamine and chill them the fuck out, you know? That might have to happen to a few of them. They might have to get knocked on the ass real hard and then be like, okay, sit here for a minute. because they're unwilling to grow. I mean, some may just grow confirmation. That might be happening to some of them. But that's not for you to focus on because you learned the lesson the way that you needed to, which was I've gone through enough hardships already. Just show me what the fuck I need to do. Like I really feel that. Like that's the energy I feel. It's just like I'm just tired. Like I can't fight anymore. I don't even like it wasn't even that you were trying to fight. It was literally just like an instinct that you were just working through. You know, we have the Knight of Cups crossing the Six of Wands, and this is how you're. It's like really moving forward with how you feel instead of what other people think or think of how you feel. You know, moving forward with that. And that could have been a lesson from your shadow is being so insecure in self that you relied on where you were for others to define you. Yeah, I got the Seven of Cups here too. Yeah, because there's so many options, and you might even be stuck in a Seven of Cups. And I'm gonna just tell you this right now, especially when the Seven of Cups comes up. I mean, people say it all the time, but I love the nail it in. When you see anything with the seven, especially the Seven of Cups, that means to just wait, stop, don't do nothing. You got a lot coming to you. Chill the fuck out. Seven of Cups, you have a lot of options. Oh, I could do this to make money. Oh, I have a partner on the way. I have love coming because I've been loving myself. I know all these things are coming to me. You've been manifesting all these things. Maybe some of you, like, and even like going to war and dying in glory, like doing something like spontaneous. You know what I mean? Like, you have all these options, but just chill the fuck out. Like, I feel like that's how the divine wants to speak to you, but it's just like, chill out. Like, you have an eternity and you've passed this test. Chill out. Like, wait. Recuperate. Queen of Cups. Recuperate. We went from the knight to the queen. How the hell we go from moving forward to moving back? I'm telling you. You move forward with yourself emotionally. Now you have to sit there and wait for a minute. Because now that you're at this state of wholeness or becoming whole and healing, the divine just wants you to just chill out. Nine of cups, genie in a bottle energy. Your manifestations are coming in. Your wishes are being fulfilled. Chill out. Relax. That comes, and I know that comes out a little weird because when I say that, it has that energy on it. I'm very aware of it, but really just chill out. Like, chill, really. Everything's fine. Has the divine dropped you yet? No. The divine didn't bring you here to drop you, dude. Man will do that. The divine won't. Okay? So understand who you're working with. Don't get it twisted. That's how I'm hearing it. If y'all really think we dropping you like that, no. This is not Fortnite. We're not fucking dropping randomly, bro. Okay, we're sticking together. I don't know where that one came from. That was funny though. But what's the vibe, huh, Spirit? What's the energy going around? Whether this energy is collectives or someone else's being projected, let it come through and let us dissect it so we can help. What is the vibe? Well, you were there immediately. Paranoia, feeling on guard, insecure, guarded. Feel like that's both you and their energy. Of course, you know, especially if you have someone that's watching you, they're paranoid about your next steps. Maybe you're paranoid about your next steps too, but they're just paranoias in the air, and that's being healed because this paranoia comes from a past version of you, from that soul fragment that you've retrieved of yourself that you've been healing. Oh, Archangel Michael's here to help you with harmony too. Thank you, Michael. Um, but yeah, the energy just got really soft, like really, really soft when that came out. So just really, damn, they want me to even like break, like just enjoy silence, like just to rest for a minute. Because there's something about you just moving so fast that it's causing paranoia. And maybe it's not even you moving fast. Some people are picking up, I know I have, about time literally speeding up. And that might be causing paranoia. Oh, I'm running out of time. You're not. Time's running out of you, child. Because it's your time to shine. And all that energy, all that potential energy is turning into kinetic. In the spiritual first, you've already elevated. You're on a whole new level. And now it's time for you to rest. Wear your crown. Drop your sword. You're done fighting. What are you scared of? The energy that you know how to transmute already? The sides of you that you already understand are important and that you've healed? The parts of you that you're working on, you're scared of them? Don't be. Drop your sword. Wear your crown. It's time to manifest with your crown on and not your crown off, is how I'm hearing it. You're protected from these fools. They can't touch you. It's right there in the cards. I don't know. I have nothing else to add. Time is just changing. You're experiencing quantum leaps. I mean, today at around 10:30 EST, if you check the Schumann resonance, we had like huge, big ass anomalies and timeline shifts. Yeah, because I mean, Nibiru's out. If you guys don't know, Nibiru is has been here for a while. Behind the sun, of course, that's where it is, because it's a ship of light. Most metal UFOs you see are made by man. Or light beings, not metal beings. Okay. We use metal to kill. We use light to bring. Yeah, whatever. Y'all know the gists. But Nibiru's there. So you might be feeling a bit of that as well. And some of you might be going back up to ships. Some of you all might be doing a lot within the dream state as well. But it's time, and time is not linear. It's changing very quickly, very rapidly. You might be going through extreme dips and growths at this time, like rapidly within the day. hmm But you don't have to worry because you have blocked this masculine energy that's been on you. And we always talk about it. Females can have the masculine. We all have both feminine and masculine energy in us. So this could be like either gender, it doesn't even matter. But it's just the force of someone trying to make you feel like you're drowning is blocked. Like, and that's why time feels like it's speeding up because you are literally carrying less baggage. You and your light body within your Merkaba are able to transcend space and time quicker, a lot quicker than usual. There is an energy of copycat coming up though still, but it's not you and it's not anyone else. It's people around you thinking that you're trying to mimic someone. I still go through it to this day. I don't watch any reader and I still get called other readers' names. It's kind of ridiculous about these demons and entities. It really is. Because I mean, ever since I've started this channel, I've been compared to everyone else, and it's just because no one wants to admit that I'm next, basically. And it's not to toot a horn, but it's really to put a point down. If you ever see me, because I've been called Ian, I've been called Bella, I've been called all these different fucking readers' names. It's like, just because I'm the one to take accountability for every reading sounding the same doesn't mean that I copy people. It just means I'm conscious and I'm pointing out what the fuck's going on. And entities don't like that. So if you see anyone calling me another reader's name, I don't think you understand how the spiritual realm works. First of all, and second of all, those people have entities on them. Just correct them and move on. I don't even give a fuck at this point. I've been called so many names that aren't even mine. It's ridiculous. It's funny actually. It really is. But that is coming up because again, it's something about upgrades that are coming that people feel others deserve, but they don't deserve it. And it's not now, here's the kicker. When I say they don't deserve it, I do not mean that they are doing something wrong to not deserve it. It is just certain people are held back longer because their mission is more important. You know what I mean? People will be held back, overshadowed with divine permission because there's something yet that that flesh, that soul, that spirit has touched that it needs to touch before it's able to be seen in that light. And for a lot of people, this masculine energy, whether it's someone specific or just a bulk of energy in general, that has been trying to keep you out of the limelight, gotta go. Can't stay around. So that's part of this paranoia. People know that the true leaders are going to stand up now. It's time for the real ones to stand up. A lot of people failed their tests. A lot of people passed their tests. It's just how the story goes. Keep your head up, keep moving forward because you're about to witness those who failed their test. And people are about to witness you because you passed it. And if you're someone like me, because we need transparency, you still might struggle just the teensiest amount of accepting that. And it's okay. Acknowledge it because it's a tiny voice in your head. And it's not that you don't believe in yourself, but it's that past soul fragment. It's that echoing because when you get an actual crystal, which is basically your soul, when you get a real one and they have that really good reverberation in it, that's what happens. Those words of other people get stuck in those crystals. You have to recharge it with your energy. So allow those to heal because it needs to, because you are deserving of it. And it's going to happen because you no longer have this huge blockage on it. But don't allow that tiny voice to perturb you. That's a nice one. To perturb you from what you have been working on and what you deserve. There's a lot of like just soft energy. And it's comforting. It's very, very comforting. It's like sitting in front of a fire, like a fireplace, like a really like a lazy boy recliner or something, you know? Like it's just a really relaxing energy. Yeah. But there's some sort of like deception. And I mean it's right here with the mask. It's just a teensy amount of deception that's still in your energy. And it's not, to heart you. It's not to, and yeah, and today came out in consequences. So today everyone's getting the consequence. Today's everyone's getting the pat on the butt. Okay, we're getting close to harvest season. This is what you reaped. Have fun. And just because your harvest doesn't come in like that doesn't mean it's not coming in. Okay. And that's why I said heavily allow this message to kind of like be confirmation, especially if you've been worrying about things working out for you, they are. Um, it really is just like you're destined for so much more. And the divine really needs you to stay focused on this because it's something that your soul wants. It's a soul mission. But there is a lot of you might have been hiding in some sort of antisocial energy because you've been left out a lot as well. Maybe the feeling of abandonment. It just feels like that, like the feeling of abandonment, the feeling of being given the silent treatment, of being left out of activities that people know that you would enjoy, though they're being exposed for who they are. Like, oh, you left them out. There is an energy of people looking in on you, and I'm picking it up so heavily. Why don't you have any friends? But these are the same people, ironically, that played a part in why you don't have any friends. And it like it's a heart, it is like heart center. It's like a sacral chakra cleansing as well, and the root chakra cleansing that I'm speaking about heavily because people have to realize they were your friend. They're what's missing in your life. And instead of admitting it, they're going to brush it off and ask, well, why doesn't anyone around them? They're so lovely, but they're so focused on what they want to do. No, no, baby. They know that what you want to do. Some people might know that you don't like hanging out, but it's like they have to ask. These people are going to be longing for you, and they're not going to be able to move forward. It has nothing to do with your spirituality. It has nothing to do with you. Your character, your misdemeanors, your likes, your dislikes has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with you being an introvert. It has everything to do with them, their own bias, their own mentality, their own belief system, their own way of life, their own lack of accountability or excessive accountability, or anywhere in between or further. But it is them, and it is not you. If they wanted you to be part of their life, maybe they would have let you be there because they would have known. Not everyone wants to go through trials and tribulations, but they wouldn't have gone through them alone. And I feel like this is the energy that a lot of people are sitting in today. Yeah, confirmation with that. Thank you. A lot of people, and this is why you need to recharge. I'm telling you, oh, shit, it's literally here. That's why I'm feeling it so much. Yeah, oh my God. We have recharge, karmic, two-faced, harmony, running, salty, established. It's all here. Everything I was about to talk about. All these people are learning the lesson that you healed from it yourself so that you could help others. And you were sent there, funnily enough, you were sent there to help them heal before their storm hit. Yeah, I don't know who that was, but someone just said, damn, that's deep. Yeah, it is. You know what you did, child. I don't mean that in any strange way, shape, or form, but you know what you did. It's deep. They watched you struggle and suffer from a cycle they were about to head into. And baby, let me tell you, you ain't gonna be there for them. And it's not even up to you, it's up to the divine. The divine's not letting them. Because if they come back to you, just know it's because they want harmony. The same harmony that they destroyed or took from you based off their actions and based off how you seen it at the time, because we're always going to keep accountability. It shows how we mature. And it's not, taking accountability is not to erase the factor of anyone else. Yes, they take accountability too. You take accountability by saying they did those actions to me on their accord, yet I reacted the way I did on mine. And that's accountability. But these people left you and they have to be accountable for that. And you have to be accountable for these people leaving you. And you were accountable by finding your own harmony, by finding your love again. These people are runners. They run from their dreams. They run from what would really set them free. They run from the truth. They're actors. They don't want, well, I mean, we're all actors, but they don't want it. They're scared of it. They know it's possible. In fact, they've watched you do it, but they cannot and will not come to terms. Just read the 3 words on this card. Well, the 4 words. That's all it is. We're not here to label anyone, but they are in denial. And it feels like it's because they deny themselves. It's a toxic cycle for empaths to be in, for light workers to be in. It's what separates light workers from light slaves. It's what separates the conscious from the unconscious. And 5D Earth is conscious Earth. It's conscious living, which is what you're working towards, you know? And you can only be conscious by taking accountability of what you can, you know? I hate this card. I love how I got tested like immediately after that. I'm not showing it. I just can't look at it. I'm in fact flipping it upside down. It's the lust card. I just can't stand. I'm gonna put you actually in the box. Oh my god. I'm such a child. No, but lust. A lot of people really admire it's staring at me, dude. Fuck. Here. It wants to be seen. I put it in the box and the box tilted down and I looked at it and the car was just looking at me. Says, don't put me away. You were just talking about this. It's the only pink card too. It's like so funny. But people see you and they like lust you. They want what you have, but they don't want to do the work, which is why they're bitter and petty and angry all the time. Because you actually want peace. And peace is quality, not quantity. hmm There's just a lot of stagnant energy, and it's because you're not in drama anymore. You used to be moved by drama. Now you're being moved by something else. It's causing you a little bit of worry. Maybe other people are doing it as well. It might be time to get a mentor as well. A therapist, you could even get my one-on-one services, however you wish to do it. But it's like there's something about getting advice to really calm the nerves, you know? We have intimacy and possibilities. So there is a heavy need to believe in yourself and to follow your dreams. Allow yourself to become intimate with yourself again. Love yourself again. Go on dates by yourself again. Go to the mall by yourself again. Like, be that popular loner that people want to like label you as. And show them that it's not bad, you know? Spirit let made me get all these decks out, so there's definitely a message in all of them. So we're just gonna use all of them. What's going on, Spirit? What else is going on? What else can we know? What else should we know? The Ten of Pentacles reverse. There is something about that broken family wound that's about to be healed, or a family may be losing something physical. Not saying now, I mean like materialistically, okay? Let's keep it real. Unless an actual death happened, my condolences. I'm not picking that up. I'm picking up on someone losing like stability or something. Yeah, with the Two of Pentacles, I'm just seeing foundations crumble. Families could even be groups of friends, man. I'm just seeing businesses, things crumbling because they were using your energy and they built it up on it. And now that your energy is yours again, they have to continue building with their energy, which isn't as beneficial as yours. Things are just falling apart, masks are falling off. The the dream life isn't a dream anymore for him because it's your time to shine with the Wheel of Fortune. You're completing cycles, you're manifesting. And you might even be getting attacked on the digital realm, seeing a bunch of thumbnails or videos like manifestation isn't real. Fuck all this. That's your shadow side exposing itself on the physical. So don't treat it with hate. Of course, you could go, don't recommend this channel and shit like that if you need to for those videos, or just deleting those posts or unfriending those people or unfollowing or whatever. But don't do it out of hate. Do it out of an understanding that you no longer resonate at that level. You know? You don't have to hate or dislike something to not vibe with it. You can just simply, you don't even have to disagree with it. You can just simply say, that's just not how I feel about things. That's true for them, but not for me. Six of Cups. I'm telling you, it's a time for nourishment because the feminine side of you, your heart, is coming to you to allow so you can think rationally again. Well, it's not. We do not think rationally because rations means split. It's the same thing as quartered. Well, quartered is honed. Yeah, you're there. It's quartered. Yeah, your heart, your soul, the city of Jerusalem, I should say, is quartered in your heart, and just get ready to reap the rewards. I'm seeing 78. That's 15 or 6 or 7 and 8 as well. I also seen 6. Well, I did say 6. So yeah. The Knight of Cups reverse. Don't be afraid to put effort into things. And with the Two of Swords reverse, yeah, I feel like you're starting to put more effort in to things. Listening less to how you think about your surroundings and controlling how you want things to be. The Queen of Cups to the Three of Swords reverse, that's exactly what's going on. To the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, you've worked a lot. Now it's time to rest. You can't dig any further than you've dug. You healed, you've grown to the max that you are able to at this time. Your thoughts, and that's probably why you're getting a crown chakra activation, is because some of your thoughts are still coming in as, oh, I need to heal from this because it's not perfect. Silly ego. See what the ego will do once it works for you? It will help you, but it will also hinder you because it's like, oh, it needs to be perfect because the ego does. But this time your ego's looking out for you. Ego's like, hey, you heal from this, but don't let it be a bully. If you know you've healed from it as much as you can, release it to the divine. Be like, hey, I tried to do my homework. This is all the homework I could do. I hope it's enough. Of course, it's going to be enough. I can't use the. I'm being told not to use the other two decks, the other two tarot decks. We got the message out. I feel. So what's going on? It's a sacred symbol. Divinity, untruth. It's time for death. Time for rebirth. A magical rebirth. And luck is on your side. That's what the divine wants to tell you. The second, because I seen truth in my third eye, so I immediately knew that the message was done. But the second I seen divinity, it just became nonchalant. I just knew like what was gonna pop up. That's why I wasn't surprised when truth appeared. Like the divine's trying to show you how aware you are, how gifted you are. So accept it. And stand 10 toes down. Bitch, stand 20 toes. You don't have 20 toes, but I'm saying you do now. So sorry for cursing you with 20 toes, but stand 20 toes down on that shit. Okay? You're protected. You are being guided. The divine loves you, and they really want you to allow yourself grace. I'm going to shuffle 7 times. Divine, let's do this. I don't know how it goes. We're going to let these ones fly out. These ones, they are just kidding for that. So did one flip upside down? No. Okay. So we have Archangel Gabriel. Speak your truth. Thank you, Gabriel, for helping me to speak with integrity. Honor your feelings, Archangel Hanael. Thank you, Hanael, for supporting me as I honor my emotions. Peace and harmony, Archangel Raguel. Thank you, Raguel, for surrounding me in a harmonious light. Trustworthy friends. Thank you, angels, for surrounding me with people I can trust and love. Spirit animal. Thank you, Animal Kingdom, for blessing my path with love. That reminds me. Yeah, I'll talk about it. Let me read the last card and I'll talk about it. Take a step back. Thank you, angels, for helping me step back from what is not serving me. But I had a dream. Um, Me and my dad rescued this little puppy, and I have this one long sleeve black shirt that I usually wear. It has those two bulldogs on it. And I keep it because it has her attached to it, and I miss her so much. I miss her name was Diamond. She had a little diamond, white diamond on her forehead. Um, but yeah, my dad rescued her, and no one wanted her, so we kept her, and I was taking care of her for a while. And I had a dream about her last night, and that shit, when I woke up, that shit hit my heart so hard, 'cause like she was jumping all over me and licking my face, and I just woke up and it was just like, damn. But it was like a heart opening. And I had to sit down with that feeling and be like, fuck, I really miss my little baby girl. Um, but I looked up what it meant when you dream about that, and it's because there's something from the past that's holding you back. Whenever you dream of like pets or something, like old pets, if they're not passed away, of course, it's like you're attached to something in the past. So that's what's being released today. Is a lot of that past guilt and shame, maybe from family that was given from you, so that you're able to build this new foundation that you can feel worthy about having without having the projection of, oh, but you did these things, so you shouldn't have XYZ. Well, baby, they got 1,000 more skeletons in their closet than you do. You know what I mean? But that's what the divine wanted me to talk about. This soulmate twin flame journey of yours that was lingering from the past is over. Relax and just move forward with grace and dignity because that's your only job is to relax and move forward with grace and dignity. But that is the message. Thank you all so much for being here. If you're looking for really good, high quality, intentional bracelets, you can hit up Spirit Otter. We're partnered with them. And use code Sublinar20 for 20% off your order. If you want any, are interested, excuse me, in any of my services, readings, healings, the one-on-one service, I have books, even there it's all in the description. You can email me and we'll get you set it up, or you can use the order form in the description and follow the instructions with that, and we'll get you set up there. Regardless, thank you all so much for being here. All the likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and donations, whether they are energetic or financial, I appreciate them both wholly, tenfold, and forever. But I love you all so much to the moon and back, tenfold and forever, and I will see you later.